Could we have stopped the Titanic sinking? The early 20th century was a time of great change and innovation, particularly in the realm of transportation. The Titanic, with its state-of-the-art design and luxurious amenities, was a symbol of this new era of progress and possibility. However, the Titanic's maiden voyage also took place against a backdrop of intense competition among shipping companies. The White Star Line, which owned the Titanic, was locked in a fierce rivalry with the Cunard Line, and both companies were vying for supremacy on the lucrative North Atlantic route. This competition had led to a push for ever faster and more impressive ships, sometimes at the expense of safety considerations. The Titanic, for all its grandeur, had a number of design flaws and inadequacies, including a lack of sufficient lifeboats and a rudder that was too small for a ship of its size. On the night of April 14, 1912, these flaws would be put to the ultimate test. As the Titanic steamed ahead at nearly full speed, despite warnings of ice in the area, it struck an iceberg that tore a gash in its hull. The ship's watertight compartments, which had been touted as a key safety feature, were quickly overwhelmed, and the Titanic began to sink. Meanwhile, just a few miles away, the SS Californian was making its way through the same treacherous waters. The Californian's crew, led by Captain Stanley Lord, had also received warnings about the presence of ice and had decided to halt the ship for the night. As the evening wore on, the Californian's crew noticed strange lights and apparent distress signals coming from a large ship in the distance. Some crew members, including the ship's second officer, Herbert Stone, urged Captain Lord to investigate, but Lord dismissed their concerns, believing that the ship was too far away to be of any concern. This decision would become the subject of intense scrutiny and controversy in the aftermath of the Titanic disaster. During the official inquiries into the sinking, Captain Lord and his crew were called to testify about their actions on that fateful night. Lord maintained that he had acted in accordance with standard maritime practices and that the Californian was simply too far away to have made a difference. He argued that the mystery lights and apparent distress signals were not clear enough to warrant a change in course. However, many critics argued that Lord had made a grave error in judgment and that the Californian could have played a crucial role in the rescue efforts. Some even suggested that the ship's failure to respond to the Titanic's distress calls was a breach of maritime law and a dereliction of duty. The controversy surrounding the Californian's role in the Titanic disaster has persisted for over a century, with books, articles, and documentaries dedicated to examining the evidence and exploring the various theories and arguments surrounding the case. Some researchers have pointed to inconsistencies in the Californian's log entries and crew testimonies, suggesting that there may have been a cover-up or a failure to fully disclose the ship's activities on the night of the disaster. Others have argued that the Californian was simply a convenient scapegoat for a tragedy that had many contributing factors. Regardless of where one stands on the debate, the story of the Californian and the Titanic remains a powerful reminder of the human factors at play in any crisis. It highlights the importance of clear communication, decisive action, and a willingness to put the safety of others above all else. In the years following the Titanic disaster, significant reforms were made to maritime safety regulations, including the requirement for ships to carry sufficient lifeboats for all passengers and crew, and the establishment of the International Ice Patrol to monitor the North Atlantic for icebergs. These reforms, along with advances in technology such as radar and satellite communication, have helped to make maritime travel safer than ever before. However, the story of the Titanic and the Californian remains a cautionary tale, reminding us that even the most advanced systems and protocols are only as effective as the people who use them. As we reflect on this pivotal moment in history, it's important to remember the lives that were lost and the families that were forever changed by the Titanic disaster. It's also an opportunity to honor the bravery and sacrifice of those who fought to save lives on that fateful night, including the crew of the Carpathia, which raced to the scene and rescued over 700 survivors. In the end, the story of the Californian and the Titanic is a testament to the enduring power of history to educate, inspire, and challenge us. It's a reminder that even the smallest actions can have profound consequences, and that we all have a role to play in shaping the course of events. So, dear viewers, as we conclude this comprehensive exploration of the ship that could have helped the Titanic, let us remember the importance of vigilance, communication, and compassion in all that we do. May the lessons of the past guide us as we navigate the uncertainties of the present and the challenges of the future. If you found this in-depth look at the Californian story as captivating as we did, be sure to like and subscribe to Ancient to Now for more fascinating tales from history. Together, we can continue to learn from the past and work towards a brighter tomorrow.